what did you say, man? Let's just start the show, man.
Baseline.
Yeah. 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 Why? Cause it's the Porch Podcast. Come on. This the Porch Podcast. Got it on. Porch Podcast. Come on. This the Porch Podcast. Porch Podcast. Time to get it straight. It's the Porch Podcast. Episode 58. Old school flavor. Old school neighbor. This episode, we know we call it favor. I got the slows and the pops. I don't really care. I'm gonna hit it to the top. Top to the drop. Let me get a pop. Let me just stop. I just had a pause. I just know if what you the illest, you gotta go wrong. Here we go. Let's let them know. You know why? Why? Cause it's the Porch Podcast. Come on. It is the Porch Podcast. Look at me. It is the Porch Podcast. Come on. It is the Porch Podcast. Let's go. 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 Welcome to the Porch Podcast. Welcome to the Porch Podcast. It's your boy DJ E, Mr. Influential, and I'm rocking with my brother, man.
P original.
Yeah, I don't know where that freestyle was coming from, P.
I mean, hey man, you got through it. That's all that matters, man.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 58, y'all.
Episode 58. Episode 58. We call this one a favor. Don't do me no favors.
Don't do me no favors. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. All right, so let's get right into it. We talked about it a couple times, man, and favor is one of those things, like it says in the title. I mean, well, like it's gonna say in the title. Forgive me. You gotta be careful who you do favors for. And you got to be careful who you receive favors from. Right. Because everything got a price, man. You know. And actually, the concept of a favor is something being done with the anticipation of something being done in return.
Oh.
Now.
Favor for me, mama.
You know what I mean?
Downtown?
Yeah. Remember, hey, man, I do a favor for a favor. So the whole thing with dealing with that this week, man, we were talking about it.
Right.
Just all the different ways that term can play into your life.
Right.
You can fall in favor with people. You can fall out of favor.
Mm-hmm.
You could be somebody that do favors and the favors become a regular routine thing to the point where they ain't even favors no more.
Not even a favor.
Now they anticipate you doing that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I had a job. One day I came in and the supervisor asked me to do him a favor.
Right.
And I'm thinking to myself, okay, if I'm at work, really, is it a favor or is it my job?
Absolutely.
Because if it's my job, then, you shouldn't have to really ask me to do my job. But if it's a favor,
right,
that's a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Well, needless to say, I, went along and cooperated and agreed to take
what
this
did you
time
cooperate with? That's all I want to know.
Asked me to take an assignment that really wasn't my assignment. I had a bidded post, and for those who know,
you bit the post.
Nah, I had a bidded post. I was assigned to a specific post.
Mm-hmm.
And so the first time he asked me to do him a favor, I was like, okay, a little, not so much reluctant, but just like saying to myself, all right, it's a favor. You know what I mean? I could do it.
Right.
Well, needless to say, after that day, it became the next day, and the next day it was like, I really appreciate that. Good looking out. The third day, you know what I mean? Oh, man, you appreciate you being a team player. Fourth day, it was just like, yo, you got such and such. And it was just like, yo, is it a favor? Is it still a favor, yo? Yeah. Or is it this the new move?
That's the new move.
So sometimes, man, when you look at a situation from, when somebody asks you to do a favor, you got to really make sure that that's what they really intend for it to be, man. Because if not, you'll find yourself in the midst of something that you really, look back and say, how did I even get caught up in this?
Favor for the flavor.
Yeah, so I'd rather not do a favor. I'd rather, like, if you ask me for a favor, now I don't control that. If a person say, hey, P, could you do me a favor?
Right.
You know what I mean? And I say, it all depends on what it is. I don't agree to nothing until I know whether or not I can do it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And if the favor is something that I could do, and I'm in a position to be able to help that person out, more often than not, I will.
Right.
And it's not even always, contingent upon or what they're gonna do back for me, because I'm not one of them type of people. If I do a favor for you, that
You
you
have
owe
to do
me one
something
type
back
of
for me.
person.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I'm not like an oh you owe me one type of person.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just one aspect of favor. Some of the other aspects we talked about was is like, being in favor.
Yeah, being in favor. Sometimes, the word favor has a broad definition. Um, but sometimes when you're actually in favor and you receive favor, like, anybody with religious value and understands the situation, God's favor. You know what I mean? So it's times that stuff just goes your way because it's in favor to go your way. Some people may call it fate. Some people may call it, willing it by, manifestation, which I believe that things will always work out for the best for me. And the reason why I say they always work out for the best for me is because what happens is supposed to happen
Right.
at the end of the day. But I think
Right.
sometimes people miss in the midst of that when they're going through these changes and life is changing and certain things happen. Somebody may offer them a favor and they turn around and say, don't do me no favors.
Word.
I don't need no handouts. Not realizing that that's God's favor. You could be blocking your blessing when you do certain things that way.
Wow.
You know
Wow.
what I mean? That's
Wow.
how I see it. So.
Wow. Definition for the word favor: approval, support, or liking for someone or something.
Right.
Number two, an act of kindness beyond what is due or usual.
Right.
Now, I think initially when I was speaking to more of number two's definition, which is an act of kindness beyond what is due or usual.
Right.
Because, like I said, like to me, you be talking to somebody and they may tell you all the things that they do in their household. They be like, yo, man, I make sure I bring home the bacon. I make sure that, this done and that is done. And she may say that I make sure this done and that is done. And,
Right.
And all these different things, and the kids be like, well, I don't give them no problems. I go to school,
Right.
I ain't like such and such. And at the end of the day, I think it comes out sometimes that it's like when you do realize that that's not a favor.
That's something you're supposed to do anyway.
That's your responsibility. You understand what I'm saying? And so, first and foremost, understanding what the definition of the word favor is, like I said, just to reiterate it once again, it's an act of kindness beyond what is due or usual.
Right.
So if you're doing what you usually are supposed to be doing,
Right.
You can say that you're doing a favor, but in reality,
You're just a stellar person.
you're just a person that's upstanding person.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You're a person that's doing the things that's anticipated.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. That's anticipated. Now, don't get it wrong. Now, when you're a parent, you're a supervisor, you're a uncle, a friend. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You appreciate when a person keeps their word and do the things that is anticipated. You know what I mean?
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, you appreciate those things. So, doing these things may give you favor in other
Right.
places.
Right.
Because I don't need. Here's the thing. I'm not saying I wouldn't never need a favor for a person. However, my biggest thing is I always want to be in God's favor. Now, if I'm in God's favor, He's going to use humans to show me favor.
Right.
That's just what it is. So even when people say, "Yo, I don't need nobody but God," and I'm guilty of saying that. In all actuality, God uses people to show you that He's there. So you do need people. You see what I'm saying? You can feel when something is actually not conducive or right for what you got going on. But we should never feel like we so mighty that we don't need favor or help from anybody else, because you could truly be blocking your blessing. Now,
Right.
as a person who has dominion, you have a choice. You don't have to take it. You don't have to take that person's favor. You know what I mean?
True.
But sometimes a person's doing you a favor. It's gonna help you get that flavor, get good and good with your neighbor. With a ring around you like a lifesaver, you won't drown. However, you down. Like the Boogie Down Productions. You always get paid. They took the wacky song and made it better. And Run DMC was tougher than leather. And every time I sit back and go a line, I remember when Jesus turned the water into wine. That's it right there.
As long as you go
That
in
wasn't
line,
Jesus though, my name. That wasn't
as you-
Jesus. I think it was
What?
Moses. Somebody. Was it Jesus or Moses that turned it into wine? Who turned the water into wine? Look that up for me in the Bible. I'm off. Shout out to
Okay.
Valenzano.
Let's shout out to Valenzano. Let's do that. No. All right, I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna find out for you who turned water into wine.
In the Bible. I can't remember. I thought
In
it
the
was
Bible.
it Moses?
We're gonna find out. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Not a problem. Who turned water into wine? You know. It says, why did Jesus turn water into wine?
It was
as
Jesus.
his first miracle?
Jesus turned the water on. He said, keep the party going.
He said, why did he do it? You know what I mean? It said water to wine. Jesus turned water into wine because changing one element into another symbolized marriage. It brings new life out of old. First, as the distinctive relationship between two adults, then eventually into children who are at once like yet different from the parents. The miracle particularly represented Israel's relationship with God.
So how much wine you think was drank when mom and dad got married and then they made us?
Well,
they wasn't big drinkers. They wasn't big drinkers at all.
I don't think it was so much the quantity.
It
I
was
think
the
it was
quality.
more about quality.
Yeah.
They wanted to produce some pretty solid some offspring.
And listen, and they did that. You know why?
Why?
God's favor, man. God's favor.
God's favor. Give us a round of applause. Listen, man.
We sipped at the same time too. We didn't mean it.
Right, that's all right.
Wasn't
We
playing.
were chasing the flavor and the favor at that point. So, what I was getting ready to say was this, though, brother. When people say don't do me no favors,
Right.
I've gotten a lot better at that, right? Because, being more definitely a reactionary person, I will find myself sometimes like, trying to taking that away that I didn't really need to take it.
Right.
Even though it was intended the way it was. It was just like, oh, don't do me no favors, or like, don't do nothing for me. And my quick response thinking in the situation was like,
I know
you ain't got to worry about it.
You ain't got to worry about that. Fuck you. I know you.
Yeah, in every sense of the word.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
capital letters. All capital letters. And I just was like, I was just defensive.
Well, me
Right?
personally, when a person used to say, don't do me no favors.
Right.
Let's say if and it ain't had to be nothing with no money or something. It could be me giving them some advice, or it could be like I'm leaving, let's just say, a hard drive with some music or something on it. Don't do me no favors that I might turn around and say, well, listen, it's sitting here if you need it, and leaving and step off. Whether they throw it away in the garbage and all that, that's on them. But when I would do a person, when I felt like I had to deliver a favor or do something for a person, it was, in my mission, it was created for me to have to do that. So long as I did my part, whether you received the favor or not, because just because somebody may block their blessing doesn't mean you still ain't supposed to deliver it. You see what I'm saying?
You're right.
That's just like
It's
your
funny.
food for thoughts. Your
Exactly.
messages every Monday.
Exactly my point. You
Right.
took it right to where I was gonna go with it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Remember we had that discussion before. I used to say all the time that a lot of times the things that I say in those messages, it's not even so much where I have to be concerned with how it's going to be, received.
Right.
Those things are brought to my attention. You know what I mean? I tell you all the time, bro. It's been times I lay in the bed and God may drop that on my mind and on my heart. And all of a sudden I wake up out of my sleep and I start, you know, putting it in my notes in my phone. And I know I'm not the only person that creates content that that will attest to that. There are
Right.
things that will wake you up out of your sleep. And I've had multiple occasions where I've had those experiences
Mm-hmm.
and realized that I needed to discuss something. And there's videos I look back at some of them and say, that video right there, you could tell I was so, how can I say, like I have to get this out. Versus some of the other ones where I was putting a lot of different thought and little different things that took place in it. Excuse me. And it was just a different situation. So when I started doing that, and I would get, responses from different people, it was always like it was cool, but I always felt privileged to be able to have the opportunity to say the things because I felt privileged that it was being laid on me to share.
Right.
So the favor of that message fell on me. I was just choosing not to hold it on to myself and share it. And
Right.
that's what has built that consistent situation with these food for thoughts, these motivational Mondays, these quotes of the day. That's what making all of those things develop. It's not that I'm this super knower of all these different things. All I do is share my opinions about situations and then, allow the situation to be open so I can receive feedback from it and build on it. But I've been felt the favor. I know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, like you know what you're supposed to be doing. Like I know that.
Oh,
You
okay.
know what I mean? So Johnson and Johnson.
You can see that, huh? You can see that.
That's right. The program's working in my favor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like E, I think the people want to know, man, when you gonna get back to this influential life, man? You gotta start doing to me. Like, come on, baby. I'm over here doing what I'm doing. I need you to roll.
You know what? It's been a real influential life lately. However,
Yeah.
you know, people miss Mr. Clip. People miss It's the Influential Life. Um, people miss me DJing live. People miss a lot of that. You know, um, it's coming
Dope boy
soon.
Danny.
It's coming. Who's Dope Boy Danny? Hmm? Who's that? I know who they been missing though. Right? And I'm gonna zoom in on your face when you feel like that's what they been missing. Yeah.
Let me tell you. You know, let me acknowledge him real quick. I know you're
Yeah.
gonna get back to your point, but I just need to acknowledge him real quick. See, the one thing I do understand about Merlin
Yeah.
is Merlin is fully aware that he can be so much. How can I say? He can be so much more involved,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think what Merlin understands too is he's a team player.
Oh, he definitely is.
Team player, right? So he knows that he doesn't have to like be in every episode, show up all the time. Merlin's like this. I'm not gonna let the team down.
Nah.
So when something's going crazy and we can't figure it out, he'll show up. I mean, like I said, you know how many times he'll show up, correct the problem, and look at us and say, "Hey, man, you guys have a great show, man."
Yeah. You know what's crazy? Like
And
today.
and then he just knocks shit off the table so we can look down at the floor and he disappears.
Like. We ain't got to go into detail, but Merlin found a millie today. Merlin found $1,000,000 today. You understand what I'm saying? Like this is what I mean. He's always around, man.
Yeah. And then when he found it, here's the crazy part, right? Let's be honest. He found six figures first.
Yeah.
He wasn't satisfied.
No. It wasn't that he wasn't satisfied. He found
Listen to what
six
I'm gonna
figures.
say. Listen to what I'm gonna say.
All right.
From what he was saying, it's not that he was looking. But you know how when you open something, if you crack a door, right, and you can see that there's stuff inside of the room, it's not that you're nosy. You don't want to go in the room. You don't need to.
Right. Right.
But if that door keeps cracking open on its own,
Yeah.
and now you get to see what's more inside of that room, you can't unsee what you saw.
Right.
And I think that that's what happened in that.
Yeah. Well,
Because
that's
because he understood that. He like, all right, this is a big deal,
when he first
but
said
I'm
it's a
not gonna
big.
go crazy about it.
I seen it. I brung it. You seen it? It was a he brung it to the attention. It was like, can you go get us a little bit more proof? When he came back with the video, 6 figures, 100 some thousand turned into a million, about 1.2. He was off a little bit. Once he got there, like, oh,
6 figures, man. 6 figures turned into major figures. Yeah, that's us.
right, right,
Yeah, that's us.
right. And they was like, damn, how you get in the room? He's like, we were like this. I'm a magician, man. What you expect, man? I'm a magician, man. What you think, man?
How he doing it? How he doing it?
He was like this when they asked him, how did he get in the room? He just,
Wow.
it's me, baby. It's me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so that's why I say, man,
Now let me ask you this.
Okay.
And it goes kind of with, first I'm going to say this. Bengals or Rams?
Ooh. I like it. I might piss a few people off with this.
Nah, I don't think
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it though. Hey. It's one of those things, man. I ain't gonna make everybody happy all the time.
Right.
I'm gonna say St. Louis.
You mean Los Angeles?
Okay. I'm gonna say the Rams.
Yeah.
Let me call them by what exactly you just said. And you were right. I was wrong on St. Louis. I meant to say LA.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say Rams. I'm gonna say Rams because I believe that as good as Burrows is,
That's Burrow is, yeah.
I believe that Stafford is going to, how can I say, just he's going is his poise. It's just gonna show up. The only thing that I see could possibly happen where I wouldn't be as comfortable is if he just goes into like this crazy gunslinger mode.
Right. I'm gonna say Rams for the simple fact the Rams defensive line is better than the Bengals offensive line. If you allowed 9 sacks against Tennessee, how many times you think Aaron Donald gonna get in there?
Yeah, that front four is serious, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say that. That's why I say that.
I think the head coaches are going to play into this.
Yeah.
Um,
And we can't act like we don't see. It's the second year in a row, and it's just starting a new trend, that the home team is playing in their stadium in the Super Bowl.
yeah.
They're playing in their stadium. They're playing in their stadium. The Rams have a Super Bowl in their stadium in LA.
Yeah. How you feel about the situation and the retirement announcement at time?
I'm happy for him. He deserves it. He don't owe anybody anything. You know what? We going Tom terrific. Yeah, we're not even gonna sit here and play with after yeah, there you go. Hold the drink. Hold the drink up, P. Shit. That's Tom Brady. I think though, no disrespect, but when they said he ain't know, I think when that night, she went a little deeper. That was it. You done, right? Yep, I'm done. I'm done, baby. I'm done.
Yeah.
Deeper in the mind. I ain't saying nothing crazy. You know what I mean?
No, I understand. No, you being respectful. You just saying that, whatever that conversation consisted of probably that night was the determining factor. Yeah, I think you're getting a little message or something, but yeah, it was a determining factor. You know what I mean? That's the difference. I think that with Mike, with Mike, Lord Jesus, I think where Tom is going, Tom always knew that he wanted to create his out the way he wanted to.
Right.
I think that there's always going to be, there was that question of whether he could dispel the thought of whether he can win a Super Bowl without, you know, the head coach that he had in New England,
Right.
Belichick, and clearly you know, that was completed. That was something that was done. So I just think that I still think he went out positively, even though he didn't go out on a Super Bowl. And I think that to some people I know, when people be like, "Yo, why wouldn't a person just leave out on the Super Bowl? He should have left last year." But I don't know if it's as easy when you're as high of a competitor
Hmm.
as Tom Brady. I don't think it's built on that. I think when you won 7 championships,
Yeah.
it's a difference. When you never won one and you're that age and you win one, you may feel like, all right, I should get out now. This is the high of my highs, you know. Like you know how you get when you off the highest of your highs, man. You just run and you can swim. You can't even swim, bitch. I can't figure out. You can swim when you blast.
I
Like when you
think.
super loaded, you know how to swim. But when you
Shut
when
up,
you're
man.
not, you can't swim.
I think where everybody, because it's always, again, we had this conversation earlier that you don't understand favor a lot of time until hindsight. So it's in hindsight,
Right,
right?
right.
I think Tom Brady didn't leave after winning the Super Bowl just for the simple fact that he signed a 2-year deal and gave them his word.
Yeah.
Like, is it that impossible for him to just really be a genuine guy and say, "I'm signing for 2 years, 50 million. I want to play again. I'm gonna play again next season too." Like I don't understand why everybody makes that. Okay, so if they didn't win that first year, and then they didn't win this year, everybody would now say he should have just left after New England, man. He wasted 2 years going to them bums. It's gonna always be some shit said.
Right, right, right.
I explained to somebody today that I believe he did go out on a high. Tom Brady did he went out on his second best comeback he ever had. Did they win? No. He's going to win MVP. The fact that he retired gives it the added boost. However, what I made clear to everybody, he had the best stats. He led the league in
Oh yeah.
passing yards. He led the league in touchdowns. He tied for the best record in the NFL. Him and Aaron Rodgers were the top two candidates. But he had higher stats than Aaron Rodgers, and him and Aaron Rodgers both finished 13-4 for the season. So you're gonna go
Yeah.
out winning MVP off the greatest comeback, second greatest comeback of your career. You just didn't win, but you were down 27-3 in the third quarter, and you came back and lost 27-30. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna just change it up, change it to the guard. It's over for me. You know what I mean? I did the best that I could do. I fulfilled my obligation that I actually said I was going to do. At the end of the day, people who really don't understand it, that's favor.
Right.
Because he did everything he said he was going to do. And he did it. He never say,
Amen.
I'm playing 3 years. 2 years, man. So people asked him, when Gronk asked him, how long you think you going to play? People want to know your retirement. Well, I'm playing for the Bucks now. I signed a 2-year deal. Living in Florida is like being in retirement. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So with that all being said, I think the man just kept his word, and shout out to all the Bucks fans, the ones I'm in the groups with, you know what I mean, and all that. Some of us just said, those 2 years was for the people who been on the boat all them years when we was taking them L's. Those last 2 seasons was for us.
I agree.
They was for us, and we
Yeah.
may fall back behind again, but we gonna remember these 2 seasons.
Right. Well, you know what, man? One of the best ways to be able to celebrate them and remember them is by having different parties and events, man. If you were looking for a one-stop shop company that can take care of all your event planning needs, man, I just happen to know one that can help you out. Look, check it out. Let's get that stress off your plate. All right? Got that big event coming up, and you don't want to have to do all the work. I got a company for you, full service event company that's going to take care of all of your event planning needs. That's www.fncevents.com. A full service event planning company. Take all the stress off your head, kick back and enjoy the party. Once again, that's www.fncevents.com. Head on over there, get that party booked, and get it done. Back to the show. Yes, sir.
Front and center events.
Front and center events for all your event planning needs. But yeah, man, I asked that is a question about Batam, and you answered it, and it leads me to, like we just discussed, the situation about the Rams and the Bengals.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Cincinnati Bengals.
what do you think about this lineup for the halftime show?
I love it. I love it.
Me too. Me too.
love
I get some mixed reviews from the younger crowd.
Because they're younger.
When I mean younger in the sense of maybe teenagers, very early 20s to teenagers. They know of the lineup, in terms of the people, maybe one or two songs personally. The commercial, if you haven't seen that yet, it's
The
crazy.
full window, the full commercial.
Yes. Crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I just like how they put it all together. I think it's going to be phenomenal, however they do it.
Right.
I'm actually anticipating that. Like a few years ago, nothing to take away from none of the artists that obviously were performing at halftime.
Right.
But I think I'm actually looking forward to this year.
Well, you know what I think it is? If I'm not mistaken, I believe Jay-Z is like the one that's in control of that part of the NFL. Who's going to be, the musical guest at the halftime show and all that type of stuff. Not just there, but just with a lot of things, period. It might be throughout all the league, because I remember on Thanksgiving in Detroit, Big Sean performed.
Okay.
Yeah, so, remember Thanksgiving? Detroit always plays Thanksgiving. Detroit and Dallas. They don't always
Pretty
play
much.
each other, but they always play in Thanksgiving. And
Yeah.
the Detroit game.
Seems like Green Bay a lot too.
Yeah, Green Bay, just because it's a great game for that division. You see what I'm saying? So it might be Detroit and Green Bay. You might get Dallas playing the
Washington.
Redskins. Yeah,
Yep.
the Commanders.
Well,
Yeah,
Commanders.
the Washington Commanders. Yeah, that's another thing we'll touch on soon. But I think the reason why you have this lineup is because if you're going to be in LA,
Right.
you got to talk to Dr. Dre.
Oh, you got to.
You got to go with Dre. So I believe Dre might have been the one who actually behind the scenes, picked the lineup. Because if you look at everybody, he worked with them all. Eminem, Snoop, Kendrick, Mary J. And you still had that female that, and who else? Better than Auntie Monet. I'm sorry, Mommy Monet. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Oh,
I'm loving the
shit.
show.
Oh shit! You breakdancing.
I'm loving the show. That's
I'm
what I
gonna
said.
I'm
Hold
gonna
on.
let you go on and get that together. You over there breakdancing and shit.
Yeah, hold on one second. Let me get my life, man.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah. So tell them about Auntie Monet, though. E, what you thinking about that right now, bruh?
So Auntie Monet, what I believe is going on with Auntie Monet, I'm a little confused. For her to actually say she had a baby at 16. Zeke is now 23. There's no way in hell you could say Auntie Monet is only 39 right there. You cannot say that Auntie Monet is 39.
That's E. Come on, man. Man, you be on the same shit, man.
Yeah.
We be on the same shit. It's crazy. It's like I'm like, the math is simple. All right, you 16, he
Still
23.
percolate. Still percolate.
I know that's just crazy. I don't know what to say about that part of it. 16, you 23. You're not 39.
Nah.
I
Nah.
mean, look at Kane. You gotta look at Kane. Kane looked like that bitch. Looked like he about what? He looked like he about 20. If what's the name 23? What? Kane younger than 23, man.
Well, listen, if you really pay attention, they had a little thing in this little page in this little group that I'm on. Remember when they first gave they had gave the little paper to the attorney, the white lady, and it had Kane on it. Remember
Yeah.
yeah. When you look
Right.
and zoom in on the birthday,
Hmm.
on that it said Kane was born in '97. But they said he was born in '98. I seen it zoomed in. I still had the picture on my phone. Somebody had it on the group post. I'm like, yeah, the writers is fucking up a little bit. They
Yeah.
fucking up a little bit. They had Kane born October of '97 on that paper.
Does that make him? Oh yeah, he'll be 25 this year.
It makes him the oldest son.
Right.
But he said, I'm not your oldest son. They fucking up.
Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all.
Yeah, like gotta be a
Come
little
on.
better than that. Gotta be a little quicker than that.
E man. Since we was talking about favor, right?
Right.
Got Valentine's Day coming up.
Yeah.
Hey fellas, do yourself a favor. If she's special to you, man, show her. Hey ladies, do yourself a favor. If he's special, show him. We talking about favor. And we happen to be talking about it right before a holiday comes up that shows when people shows their appreciation for people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because we talked about how that, people say, don't do me no favors.
Right.
It's funny that we would be discussing now or me bringing up this Valentine's Day situation because really, when you really seriously think about it, it's going to be a lot of arguments right now around this time of the year about what people are doing for people.
Right.
And is it being done, you know, from a sincere, position or feeling? Or are you just doing yourself a favor, man?
Well, I could tell you one thing. Look at the bottom of the screen.
Ah, I'm sorry, y'all.
Sounds like powder.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you guys had to witness that. It comes a point now. It's the funniest thing, and like I said, some people may agree, they may disagree. That's cool. But I think that when you do things for people out of the kindness of your heart, it shouldn't be attached to any specific day,
Nah.
any specific cause.
Nah.
You're gonna have some people where, they may get upset with that. Did I say that? Not me. People may be like, "Oh, P, that's crazy." This, that, and the third. Nah, like it ain't got nothing to do with no saving no money. It ain't got nothing to do with all this, that, and the third. Like, I'd rather you have fresh cut flowers every day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we talk about all these different cliches. Give them their flowers. Like I'd rather give you your flowers all the time and not try to focus on one specific day.
Right.
You know. So in a sense of that, when a person say don't do me no favors, it's a little bit different. Like if I have to say something to you and you do something for me, I don't take it as personal. Before I used to feel a little bit different. Like I was like this, right? If I do something or if somebody does something for me and it was almost like I had to say something because I felt underappreciated or undervalued. I
Right.
would almost get to the point where I ain't even want it. And I may be that person that turn around and be like, you know what? I'm cool. Don't do me no favor.
Don't do me no favors.
Like I had to, we didn't get past that part of it because everybody don't know what you like, and everybody, don't understand that because it depends on what you was exposed to. Like you got people right now that's in some dope relationships, that, you know, they still using the measuring stick with their partner to see if they still value or appreciate them.
Right.
Based on a gift that's attached to a specific date, holiday.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's a little crazy. Like, yo, my actions all throughout the year don't tell you that I love you. My
Faith.
actions all the time
I
don't.
love you. That's my
Right.
shit.
Like, my actions don't dictate that.
Nah, so some people don't. You know,
And
and I think it's
so
because
that's
we
a
live in a.
favor.
I think no, I don't think it's favor. I think it's more so that we live in an Instagram world. You know, I think a social media world. I think it's not what you always post on social media. See, social media gives me the same feeling that DJ does. Not the same feeling, but somehow the same logic of it. See, it's not always
Right.
what you post; it's the
Mm-hmm.
timing you post. Jazzy Jeff said this. He said the best DJ doesn't play the newest or the hottest songs. The best DJ plays the right song at the right time. Because
Okay.
DJing is all about energy. And everything in life we do is about energy. So if it's Valentine's Day, ladies want to post their gifts. Because ladies have a competitive spirit a lot of times amongst themselves, even when they make the statements. And I'm not saying that men don't compete, but most men compete really in sports, you know. And when I say sports, I mean it all. Basketball, football, boxing. You know what I mean? Even playing cards, they compete. You know what I mean? But that competing with the object, who's the best and who got the best, most money and all that. I'm not saying that don't happen, but we live in a time where a lot of people do their competitive nature and compete with their stuff on social media. It's like, why do you think things become trending?
Right.
Because of timing. So once stuff starts to get a certain much, like right now, a lot of people are doing this little challenge where they're spelling out words with money. It's like a tax challenge. Like I seen a couple people do it. They spelling out words with money, and
Oh yeah, yeah, I saw it.
yeah,
I
it's
saw it.
like
So I was like, what you talking about? Yeah, I
yeah,
got you now.
okay. If you was doing that in November, nobody cared. No, I'm serious. They doing it.
No,
And
no. I'm
I'm doing.
thinking about one that was funny as hell. Somebody put on there and spelled out, y'all gonna get robbed.
What you say?
Somebody had put on there, y'all gonna get robbed.
They said don't get robbed.
Y'all gonna get robbed.
Right. You know what I
Like
mean?
this, like all the stuff that so many people, because like you just said, it's just based upon the Instagram or the
Yeah,
social media element, you
it's
know?
the timing of it. You know what I mean? That's why I say like if you notice, sayings don't hold longevity anymore
Right.
because it's only good for that time in social media. You know, and all I'm saying is take that same energy to the metaverse. That's a whole different conversation. But take that same energy to the metaverse because guess what? The metaverse is going to allow you to be whoever you want to be, just like Instagram and Facebook is doing. And that's real shit.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because I'm going to tell
yeah.
y'all now, I'm going to be a DJ in the metaverse just like I am in real life. It's just because I only know how to be me, man. You know?
Yeah.
Pay me in
Yeah,
Bitcoin in there, bitch. That's what I'm telling
yeah, I mean, we going. Like I said, my motivational element of what I do, it's going in the metaverse. What we clearly, y'all gonna see the porch in the metaverse.
you. Right.
We're going to be there. You know what I mean? So that's just the reality of it. And yeah, I agree.
But I think that's what makes
I agree.
Valentine's Day such a big deal for a lot of people because they want to post he loved me like and then if they I was a person that was single for a long time so you'll see a chick post something oh he loved me and trying to piss the other dude off because the other nigga bought that you know what I mean I'm serious or vice versa the dude like man she know how to pick these gifts man and then it's like well who got you that don't worry about it don't even worry about it though yo why you worry about me shit corny to me.
Yeah, I
Shit
mean,
corny to me. Somebody give
share
me
the
a gift, I
word,
ain't
man.
gotta post it. They gave me a gift.
I think, like you said, I don't want to make it a situation where it's just ladies and this and the third, because I
No,
think
no, no,
that,
no, 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 no. I said that's why I said vice versa. You know what I mean?
yeah, nah, I
Yeah,
agree, but I'm just
it's
saying,
either
like,
men or women, everybody, people who just want those moments. I'm
right,
not saying you cannot post your Valentine's Day gift, but the ones who literally are doing it for the moment, whether you're male or female, you know who you are. You may not say, yeah, it's me, but you know who you are. You know who you are. That's all I'm
yeah,
saying.
the line is like thin to me, like, bro. It's like thinking about what you're saying too. Like, don't get me wrong. Have I ever bought my wife something and I wanted it to symbolize, my appreciation? Of
Of
course.
course, yeah.
Of course. Like, I'd be lying to you if I said
Of
that.
course,
You know, like,
and
and
it's
I
no, and there's nothing wrong with that. You definitely supposed to do that.
right. That's why I say, like, there's a thin line. Like, I'm not knocking nobody for doing whatever they do to show their appreciation for the person that they with.
No, you
And I
supposed to.
understand. And I understand, yeah, no doubt. And I agree with that. You know what I mean? But my main thing is, like anything else, it's like that thin line that I'm telling you about is it's in existence because what people need to do sometimes to validate things.
Oh, okay,
That's
what
what
you know.
changes it.
Well, you
You
know
feel
what?
me?
To take it off of Valentine's and gifts, it's just like sometimes when people donate to charity or do something for charity, and they have to let everybody know what they did to make
Right.
it to validate that they're real or I care
Right.
about other people. And I'm
Yeah, you
not
go like
knocking you. I don't know your intentions, so I don't know if you're
right.
doing it to get attention or you're doing it because you really just want to share to motivate. But a lot of times, people do it for attention. When you have to state, "I'm not doing this for attention," why would
Yeah.
you even say that? I mean, in my opinion, you are then. You ain't got to clear up if you know you're not doing that for your intention. It's just like this. We was talking about this at work today. You be like, hold up, no. The moment somebody say to you, "No offense,"
You offended.
like it just goes that way. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I got you. I told you. You know my feeling about when a person look at you and be like, yo, I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Yeah.
So my question is you're not keeping it real with
Not keeping it
everybody
real.
else?
Yeah, exactly.
So, or no, I mean, all right, I'm gonna tell you the truth. So that means you've been lying to everybody else. Like, it's certain things that you just be like, you saying it, and I understand that you maybe have a different intent, but you laying it out a little bit differently. And that's why I say there's a thin line, like between, doing things for recognition and doing things like I said to validate yourself, and doing things like I said as to put yourself in favor.
Right. That's what I
And
get, and I agree. I definitely
you know,
agree.
yeah, and I think that what you find more than anything else is like if you now we say all the time like just keep on living life, and like you'll
Just
see
keep on
certain
living.
things and you'll figure certain things out. Like there's a lot of things that have gone on behind the scenes. I can say personally in my own life that I can speak to that people have been a part of, bro, in a major way, right?
Right.
That have no desire to ever be able to be known for any of those things, and it ain't because of the fact that they're in secret or they're hiding. But when
Right.
they did it from their heart, and they did it because that's what they wanted to do.
This is what I mean. Listen, bro. When you look at the Bible, Jesus never moved for credit. The miracles came. The people knew about the miracles because people talked.
Right.
He did everything because he was a part of the Trinity. So
Hmm.
whether you are, if you're Christian and you're part of that Trinity, and I told you that Holy Spirit, so mind, body, and soul. You know what I mean? God, Son, Holy Spirit.
Holy Spirit. Right.
Right? Same thing. When you move in that light, when you really do something from the soul, it's like everybody ain't gotta know. Man, it's so many things that I've did in life, bruh, that people didn't even know I did it. And they think I don't do nothing, and that's fine because I really don't want credit for it. I did it because it was told to me to do. And if I just said that God is in your mind, last episode, and I'm saying it again, in my mind it say, yo, you supposed to do this. You're supposed to do this.
Right.
All right, I gotta do it then. Here y'all
Right.
go. No arguing with that.
Right. It
Cause
feel
you
good.
feel it.
Feel right.
It feel right.
Exactly.
It feel right. It's the
A lot of
energy.
things, man. Yeah, I know.
It feels right. Point blank. Period. When you do certain things, you feel the energy that it feels right.
That's right.
That's when you know you're supposed to be doing it.
That's right.
But that
You know
don't
what I
mean you
feel
turn
like?
around and like, bruh, like I'm saying, and just run and tell everybody. Like, I'm not saying that everybody that posts a Valentine's Day gift or when they give to charity or anything of that nature is showing off. I'm not saying that. But there are
Right.
some people that are doing that, and they'll sit there and say, well, damn, I put that up. I only got 15 likes. Such and such put it up. He got 4,000. So did you do it for likes, my nigga, or did you just want to share? Because
Right.
15's nice. It's good that 15 people acknowledge it. Because back in the day, when you did it, wasn't no social media, only 3 people might have knew you did it.
Right.
So what is your goal? Because God
Right.
give you exactly what you're looking for all the time.
It's
I'm not
never
look-
not present.
Exactly. I'm not looking for attention. So when you're not looking for attention, what happens? How many times people have been single and they started talking? Well, you've been blessed and been with your wife forever, okay? But how many times that I could speak as a single man and I say, yo, I ain't trying to be in no relationship. And guess what? I'm in 2 months later, relationship,
Yeah.
because I said
Yeah.
what I wasn't gonna do.
And
But
it works
people-
both ways.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Fantasia, I don't know if you seen that little clip. She was on one of them shows. I don't know if it was Ellen or something else. And she said she ran into a fan, and that this lady said to her, she said, I love your music. You know what I mean? She said, when you gonna make some more the joint them hits that you had, like if you don't want me, don't talk to me, and she named another one. And she Fantasia looked at her and said, are you single? Or are you in a relationship? She said, no, I'm single. She said, well, if you keep listening to them songs that I was singing about, if you don't want me, then don't talk to
You
me.
gonna stay
And
single,
them other ones, you gonna stay single.
right?
So what she was basically explaining to her is I've evolved. Those are
Right.
things that I was feeling at that moment when I
At
was
that
being artistic
moment.
and I wrote it. But you
Right.
still stuck here, sweetie, and you want me to write about things like that. But my life is in a blessed position and I move forward. So I'm not singing about those things. Because I move forward, that's where my life is. Steve Harvey made a statement the other day. He's on his TikTok page from one of his shows. And he said, and he was talking about manifestation, like you said, and affirmations. And Steve said the reason why you have not is because you keep saying you won't.
Right.
Because you basically look at it and you say, I ain't gonna never be rich, and guess what? You won't. You keep saying I ain't gonna never have all the things that I inspire to, be and have and I want to have in my life, and you won't because you keep saying it.
Perfect example. Hove on that new shit. Niggas like how come? Niggas want my old shit. Buy my old album. Like, bottom line, he's telling you, I'm past that, bro.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm past that.
Right. But like we keep talking about, and like you've said in a lot of different episodes, in terms of people not understanding the power of words, man.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where, like we're talking about right now, in terms of favor.
Cause it all ties into favor. You talk yourself out of favor.
Right. You literally talk yourself out of favor, and you say it so much that you don't recognize it when you're in it.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, I think it's time for us to, get into our segment of the week dealing with this or that, brother.
Yeah. Welcome to another episode of This or That, where we're going to sit here and ask questions and get right back. I think P has ran off real quick because he had to take a shit, or maybe not. He's back with the hits. Let's go.
Welcome to another episode of This or That, where I
This or
ask
That.
E questions, and I hope I get a straight answer. But even when I don't, his answers are always full of color.
It's either this or that.
Sunburn or a bee sting.
Damn.
Not little and not younger you. I'm talking about
Nah.
40-year-old you.
I've had both of them. I've had both
Yeah,
of them.
yeah,
I've had both.
I understand.
Damn.
Yeah,
I gotta pick one, huh?
you got to pick one, brother, so we can move on to the next question.
Okay. I'm gonna go Wu-Tang Killer Bees on the Swarm. It's only one bee
Okay,
stinging me, right? Only one.
just one.
Yeah, because if you handle the bee sting the right way and don't fumble with it, you be all
Hmm.
right. But that sunburn, I had that shit on my nose.
Sunburn's tough. I had
Yeah,
sunburn. Sunburn hurt in the shower.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Bee
That shit
sting,
was on my
I can get
nose. I
over
had a
that.
scab on my nose from sunburn.
Bruh, I had that across my chest, arms, all it was crazy. Back massage or foot massage?
Back. That's easy. I ain't even gotta elaborate. Back. I'm gonna kick you in your motherfucking mouth if you keep touching my feet.
Right.
I'm ticklish, man. I'm ticklish. 40-year-old virgin type style.
Lost or found?
I'm found, baby. I know where I'm going in life. You know what I mean? You know, I was lost at a time,
Okay.
but I am now found. You know, they found me at the ground round too. You know, back in the corner with the bridge.
Hey man, bad breath or body odor?
Well,
Bad breath or bad body odor?
I'm not answering that question. I don't want neither one of them. But sometimes my breath probably be rocking a little bit because I drink coffee in the morning, and I be forgetting my mints in the car.
Okay. You can only do one. You're running late. Shower or brush your teeth?
Come on, P. What type of bullshit is this? I'm brushing my teeth in the shower. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. If I got time to take a shower, I can brush my teeth. I'll be late.
Hey, with so many episodes of this shit in at this point, man, people anticipate you remixing it.
Yeah, I'm
So
going to
they,
remix it. I'm a DJ.
yeah, like when it first started, it was like, damn, come on. At this point, you can't even surprise the people anymore, man. I got a good one for you. Ready?
I'm always ready.
Genius or evil genius?
I would have to be an evil genius, but I'm going to elaborate. When you something, you notice it. You understand what I'm saying? Criminals notice other criminals.
Right.
So I don't want to be a genius and be smart and be too gullible. But I wouldn't use my evil genius power to be evil. I would just want to notice recognize when somebody's being evil with me. That's just like the 48 Laws of Power. Some people look at that book as a controlling book, as a demonic book. I was just talking about this with my therapist. But I had read it, started reading, and I got to finish it. But when I started reading, I was learning it so a person couldn't use it against me. So sometimes you get education on something to have a good defense. Robin Hood used to rob the thieves.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? So I gotta know the thieves. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Right?
I mean, I ain't mad at it.
That's why I say evil, just
All
to
right.
understand evil.
So you said evil genius. Gotcha. Walk barefoot in the public bathroom or walk through poison ivy?
I think I'm immune to poison ivy. I've never had it in 21 years of all the work that I do. So I walk through poison ivy. I'm not going in a pissy bathroom with dookie on the floor and all that and dirt and my barefoot. Nah, my shit might fall off. I get
All right.
rashes.
Now this don't apply at all to my sis, but I gotta ask it: ugly significant other or no significant other?
Well, first of all, I know it don't apply to your sister. We all know that. But she gonna laugh at that question what she said. So I'm not answering that question, P. I got 71 days left, bitch. I ain't answering that question. I ain't about to play with that, man.
You know, I can understand.
Yeah,
Uh, okay, okay. Toilet paper over or toilet paper under?
under guy. Yeah, me and you had that
No
conversation
hair,
before. You don't like
Or
you over guy.
I'm an under guy.
You're under guy. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. No hair or hair all over.
None.
Constipation or diarrhea.
Diarrhea. I got to get that shit up out of me, man. I keep going, man. I keep going. I keep going. Listen, how long I got diarrhea for? How
I
many
don't know.
trips? How many trips?
They just
Four.
said, let
I
me tell
take
you
it for
something.
4 trips.
You either gonna have a lot of trips or no trips, or a lot of trips that's a problem, or a lot of trips that's a problem.
I go with diarrhea over that, man. You know.
Huh? Use someone else's toothbrush or use someone else's underwear.
So I'm gonna tell you a story. I was gonna be a fireman for like, so I was in the academy for like a week, so we had to do PT. So we did PT, and then after PT, we all had to take a shower. I had my bag, got in, got the soap, you know what I mean? Of course, you're in there, you wash and everything. Feel like you locked up for about 3 minutes. Got all the way back to my clothes and realized ain't packed my drawers, man. So what do you think I did? Free ball or wore somebody's drawers?
Now, I'm not interested in thinking about anything. This is your story,
Okay.
and you can tell it the way that you would like to tell it.
I got another pair of drawers. I got a pair of drawers from somebody. However,
Right.
brand new out the pack. And he never wore them. See, there it is. So that's somebody else's. I didn't purchase them.
Right.
So
They were
somebody else's.
clean. They were
clean.
all right. E. Ugly genius or attractive moron.
I've already been known as to be an attractive moron at times, man. I've
Words,
been
bro.
known to be the because people like to put moron with asshole.
Would you rather have the perfect career or the perfect relationship?
Perfect relationship. Easy.
That was easy.
Careers ain't gonna never say you perfect. Because if they say you perfect, Tom Brady just had a stellar career, but Bill Belichick had a way of trying to talk him down so he can continue to be better. So I go with a perfect relationship because at the end of the day, that's who's supposed to be next to you, that relationship at the end.
Now or then.
What we talking about?
Life.
You know, it's crazy. I know exactly what you asked me. I love my life now. I wish I appreciated it more then.
Okay.
I just leave it at that.
Okay. A live-in massage therapist or a live-in chef? Yeah. Not as easy as it seems, and it's crazy
Massage
because
therapist.
okay.
Because one of my love languages is physical touch. So I'm not saying I want love from somebody else. It just see when you're receiving your love language and your love tank is full. Well, that's what people don't think about. When you're receiving your love language and your love tank is full, you have a more pleasant day. You go a little further. You think a little easier. You know what I mean? However, having a private chef takes away a decision for you a day. You know, we all have 14, about 13, 14 decisions a day. You ever notice like a lot of you probably don't notice, but a lot of your rich people wear the same things all the time. Like Zuckerberg always has on a t-shirt and jeans. He makes that an easy decision. You know, Steve Jobs didn't wear shoes. He didn't wear shoes. He didn't wear shoes. He didn't give a fuck about shoes. You know what I mean?
Sure.
He also ate a lot of grapes and natural stuff that was grown from Earth, so he didn't have to think about. You ever get frustrated sitting in the house because you're a married man and you say, "What we gonna eat for dinner?" And that shit might be an hour and 17-minute thought process.
Yeah, I've experienced it in the house, on the road.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it can be tough.
So the
I
chef
got
could
one.
take that away from you.
Well, the chef, yeah, that would be a dope thing because they, especially if you can kind of pair them with a nutritionist. Because if
Oh
you
yeah,
can get
yeah.
them
That's what I look at it as. They're gonna
to,
be one
or
big
if,
thing.
or if they know, if they're all combined into one.
That's what I was talking
Um,
about.
Because I think that most of the time we do better if we had somebody that made sure that it was better was the only option, or the most available option.
I lose majority of my weight when I focus on what I'm not eating, when I don't eat during the day. Because I don't come home to bullshit food.
Right.
And when I mean bullshit, like not processed food.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Now I get it. I had to learn. Cause I really believed in my heart of hearts and in my mind of minds. It didn't matter what I ate. I always
But
felt
it
like I could
does.
eat whatever I know. Yeah. I mean, especially now more than ever. But for
And now
years, when my metabolism was different and I was younger, I could eat whatever I want to, and I could always be in whatever shape I wanted to be in.
But now I understand that I got to eat a little better because I'm no longer putting in as much exercise that I was before because of the way my job changed.
Oh yeah. Nah, I agree with that, but for the longest, I think because when I was taking it more serious, whenever I wanted to like hit a mark, I hit it. Like if I wanted to be bigger, if
Me
I wanted
too.
to, you know what I mean, certain things. If
Yeah,
I
me
wanted
too.
to,
We had that. We
define
had
certain
that
things.
luxury. We literally had that luxury. I never, me
Yeah.
and you. But here's another thing, though. It goes back to what I said earlier in the show. I never chased a number. I just wanted to feel better when I did certain things.
Oh yeah.
And I knew that losing weight was going to help me because it's like this. I was watching a video the other day, and it's funny that we're talking about this. Derrick Rose. Somebody asked Derrick Rose the question about Zion Williamson. You know, they said the type of injuries you have early in your career, and you see Zion having injuries in his career right now. And, what advice would you give a young guy? He said, well, when I was young and I was making all these injuries and I was getting all these things, and I don't know how tall D Rose is. I'm going to give him about 6'4". He said I was like 212 pounds, and it was my weight. Nobody was telling me that I was too heavy. Nobody ever explained it. So he said, Zion is very explosive. I'm not saying he got to lose weight, but I know that's what the issue was with him. Mm-hmm. This man's 6'4", weighing 212. I'm 5'6", weighing 212.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I think it plays into, since we talking about favor, before I give you this last question and we come out of this and that. But I do think it depends on what you do and what, like for me, I can even say back before I even started my career doing what I was doing. Like I was infatuated with being bigger.
Yeah. You wanted gains. You wanted gains.
Yeah. So I always felt like because I wasn't going this way, I needed to be able to. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so what wound up happening in that is I chased the number. Because like you said, you never chased the number. I chased the number. And then what's funny is that I hit that number and ran right on past it.
Right.
And now it's like, oh shit, hold up. I'm
going too fast.
Yeah, I went too fast. So that was that. And then in my line of work, I really felt like I had to have that. Because if not, it was going to be a problem.
Perfect example of what you said. If I really get into a training program and stay committed to it, because my number, every time I lose weight, everybody, oh, you lost so much weight, you look good. I only lose literally like 20 pounds. I don't go past it. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. And when I do that, it just stays right there. But if I can get that extra layer off and shred, they going to say, yo, he a stallion. He should be a linebacker somewhere, the cornerback or something,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Last one. Before we come out of it is would you rather have one big problem or 10 small problems?
One big. Because I only got to come up with one plan.
All right.
Because I don't like little problems either.
Yeah, well, enough little problems lead to big problems anyway.
Exactly. So we're going to come up with that. That was another episode of This or That. This is your boy DJ E, Mr. Influential, and we're back. And we're going to not stay here and play with it too long. We're going to get right back to it right now. Let's go.
So once again, man, talking about favor, um, like we were saying earlier in terms of it, it's about recognizing first and foremost where you are. I think when you realize where you are, it gets you more in rhythm with understanding whether or not you are doing anything that is going to help others fall in favor. When you start to become responsible for different people, whatever, whether like you said, it's a supervisory position at a job, you want to make sure you do the most that you can to help people that's working there, that's doing their very best, stay in favor. Um, whether it's a situation where you're talking about at home, you want to make sure that the people at home are falling, in favor of what's going on in that situation. And it has many different meanings. It has many different. How can I say? It holds different weight in different situations for a multitude of different reasons. And listen, man, at the end of the day, if you're able to actually get up every morning and just do something with your life, whether it's going to work, doing that thing that you wanted to do, and inspiring others to be great in what they do, you're already in favor.
Yeah.
So just recognize that. You know what I mean? Like,
and with that being said, this is the Porch Podcast, man.
Absolutely.
You know where you can find us, man. You know where you can find us. YouTube to see our faces, our handsome faces.
Yes, sir.
You can hear us on Red Circle.
That's right. Spotify.
Apple Podcasts.
iHeartRadio.
Google Podcasts.
Overcast Radio.
Amazon Music.
Radio Public.
Did you say iHeartRadio?
Yes, sir.
Audible?
Yeah, and Google.
I said Google.
And I said iHeart.
Yeah.
So since we wanted to double down, we just went on ahead and doubled down.
Man, we love y'all, man.
We love y'all.
This is the Porch Podcast, and this was episode 58, Favor. And we love y'all, man. We see y'all next week, man.
Hey, man, we see y'all next week. All right, peace.
Peace.